Okay, so do you guys remember when we had 38 points against the Browns, 38 points against the Eagles, and we had a great offense, right? This was because of Matt Canada and his play designs. Now, you may have missed it. We're going to go over what our offense is going to look like in 2021, but our offense is going to be much improved, and our running game is going to be much improved no matter what our personnel is. Now, subscribe if you haven't already because I love making these videos for you guys. So let's dive right into this. All you need to look at right here is one, the Claypool motion, and two, the offensive line, right? Watch how they work in harmony. So right there, Claypool motion, but watch this offensive line, Maurkice Pouncey and Matt Feiler pulling over, right? So Vance McDonald and Alejandro Villanueva are going to take away this defensive end, and Matt Feiler is going to transition, aka pull over to the other side, taking out that edge rusher, while Maurkice Pouncey comes out and blocks for McFarland in open space and gets to be the lead blocker. So a couple things to recap. You're pulling center Pouncey and you're pulling left guard farther into that space that you're targeting, taking out all their players and having a lead blocker, getting your playmakers out into space while the middle linebackers are at a bad angle and they still have to account for Claypool. Right here, it's the same concept. They have to account for the Deontay Johnson motion, and some of them bite on the Deontay Johnson motion while you're pulling Matt Feiler and Vance McDonald to the other side where they have less defenders and it's only the edge rusher. This is basically making the edge rusher feel like he's lost in no man's land and the rest of the defense is playing catch up while you find that space. Of course, I would like a better running back to utilize that space to its fullest potential, but you see how the Canada system works. Deception, pulling the guards, great offensive line execution, and this just confuses the defense, and the defense is always on ice skates. When I call Matt Canada a genius, I'm not clickbaiting anybody. It is just true. Again, right here, it's the same concept. We're going to motion James over. They still have to account for Washington. They're playing man-to-man here, and pull your guards and centers over to block their guy, right? Just do your job, block your man, and get your player out into space right there. Everybody just does their job, right? So again, right here, watch the linebackers, how they get taken out by the pulling guard and center. This is how you make your offensive line useful instead of just keeping them in the same place, pulling them over and having great execution. So again, right here, as we see, it's going to be really fun next year. I think a lot of people are depressed about our run game, but just know it's only getting better with new running backs coming in, new O-line coming in. Canada is going to coach them up well. Another example here, watch how Matt Canada always attacks the weaker side of the defense, finding that space, right? He's going to pull motion over, and watch how there's just less defenders on that side you have to account for, so you're pulling over your offensive lineman, getting more blockers out, right? So making the edge rusher feel like he's in no man's land, making the defense play catch up while you're into open space, right? Always attack the side of the defense that is the most vulnerable. This is what Matt Canada does, while also just confusing the defense. I'm going to show more and more examples because I want you guys to be as educated as possible. Watch Claypool motion over here, and then James Conner is going to get it to the other side. But why is there no pulling right here? Well, if you watch Juju, his job was to come in at an angle on the linebacker or safety or whoever it is and cut them off. But Matt Canada's deception already works, and the safety bites on the motion, and James Conner gets into that open space in a one-on-one versus a cornerback. So just watch how this all plays out. And even if the safety or linebacker did notice what's happening, Juju can just block him off because he has the angle on him. So another great play right there. Let's see a play that didn't work though. Right here, Chuks Okorafor and Eric Ebron are going to motion over. And the key to this play is you want to get Ray McCloud the ball in open space with blockers, give him a favorable matchup, and that's why Chuks Okorafor and Eric Ebron motion over. So the reason this play doesn't work is because they're playing a man-to-man and there's just too many people you have to account for, and you're going to leave one person unaccounted for. In this case, it's Brandon Graham. But you can run the ball up the middle with Kevin Dotson getting to that second level as you see. The reason we couldn't change the plays though is because Matt Canada wasn't the offensive coordinator. These were just some of the plays he splashed in there and there. But now that he has the full system, if we see that they're playing a man-to-man, we should be able to audible to give the ball to whoever our running back is. Of course, it's not going to be Connor, but we're going to have a way better system. On this play specifically, watch Vance McDonald, right? He's going to come out, take this edge rusher out of the play, this allowing Alejandro Villanueva to get to the second level and open up that gap for James Conner, because without that, then James Conner has to deal with the linebacker. So watch this poetry in motion, everybody do their job, right? Alejandro Villanueva on number 50 does not allow him to get to Conner, and from there it's free running for Conner, right? This is how you create space for your players. Matt Canada is always one step ahead of the defense, putting his team at an advantage, right? So you will see a lot of this in the 2021 season. Don't be surprised if our offense jumps from 32 in the run game to top 10. I would not be surprised at all. Right here, we are going to have same thing. Ray McCloud motion over. Watch how the free safety just tries to jump on it, right? People are already committing before this play is even snapped. But now we're going to give it to McFarland. Of course, McFarland misses the space that is right in front of him. But we saw that earlier in the game. They were committing to the outside. Okay, pick your poison. We're going to go inside now. But watch that space. Oh, I would die to see Etienne hit that open space that was available there. Of course, McFarland does not hit it, but you see how this is going to work next year. Oh, and it's going to do more than work. It's going to work its magic. I am so excited to see this offense in 2021. Now, here's a play you're going to see a lot more of next season, but watch how they fake pull McDonald over and then they pull Dotson over, right? Because they're like, okay, you're pulling your guards over. Now you're running that way. That's what that means. But then the Steelers go the other way, right? It's all about that trickery, that deception. All of the Eagles organization is fooled on this play. Watch the whole defense commit, because they're like, okay, we've seen this before, right? You never do the same thing twice. Every play looks the same, but it's different. So this just mind boggles the defense because they don't know what's happening. Again, they're on ice skates. Let's watch this from a different angle. Just watch the linebacker. I think it's number 50 right here. He sees that they're pulling over, so he's going to quick commit to this edge, right? Because he's seen that before later on in the game. But no, of course, we're going the other way. On this last play, watch Ray McCloud fake the end around. This hesitates J.J. Watt, while Derek Watt comes around and blocks his older brother J.J. Watt on Watt crime. And Alejandro Villanueva, like that one Eagles play, is able to get to the second level, blocking off the linebacker. And now you have free space. Now you have open space. And this is all just going to work in a three-way motion. Watch JJ get hesitated. He doesn't know which edge to set. And then, boom, your space is created. So, in recap of Matt Canada's offense, every play looks the same, but it's all completely different. Deception, getting your players and blockers out into space. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and that is it from me on this one. I will see you guys later. Peace.